Hi everybody, it's Grace. Welcome to Eating Peace this week. So right now in the Pacific Northwest where I live, it's been very gray, rainy, wet, and damp for several days. And yesterday I noticed this constant kind of low energy on the inside of me with all this rain happening and this sort of strange, quiet spring weather that happens here from time to time. And I noticed sometimes the outside weather and the way it is in the environment um, either encourages somehow or combines or generates a feeling on the inside, an emotional feeling on the inside that matches. I mean, you've noticed probably your whole life in these brilliant sunny days or when it's snowing or some change is happening in the environment that you can actually feel change on the inside of you and a response. So I noticed this kind of low energy and dull feeling, and there was other things going on internally in people's lives around me that caused what I would call depression. I feel depressed. I feel low energy. Maybe I need to take a nap. Well, often when people have that kind of feeling inside, that dull, low energy and kind of blasé, or even it could even be kind of sad. If you've been someone who finds a spark of light with food, and I'm not necessarily saying a spark of light that's inspiring, but it's got a weird kind of inspiration to it, then you might move towards food. Hey, I'll get something to eat. I'll get something to eat and that'll give me some energy. That'll boost me up, that'll give me some sort of interesting, fun thing to do. I'll have this flavor in my mouth. I'll be eating something. The only trouble is, of course, when you're not hungry and you have that, it's not quite satisfying. It's not quite satisfying. And then you might reach for more, have another bite. And sometimes that can turn into a full-blown binge if you have other emotional factors happening and you actually do feel sad and depressed. Then you can move into this kind of intense fury feeling of eating and eating and eating in a full-blown binge. Now, you may or may not be somebody who experiences wild cycle of binges. I once did, that's for sure. But even just this graze overeating sensation can be very troubling, very disturbing, and kind of have a big emotional wave to it. Well, somebody wrote me yesterday, and I wanted to share this little piece of something you can do when you're binging, when you feel the urge to start binging, anywhere in the process of the cycle. Someone wrote me yesterday and said, it feels like when I begin to binge, once I've decided, once I'm moving in that direction, I cannot stop. It is impossible. That's the only thing that will provide satisfaction. What I would suggest to you today is to just wonder if that's true. You cannot stop. There is no other thing that would possibly be satisfying. There's nothing else in the world that would bring you contentment or peace or some sense of just easiness or even willingness to just be with what is, with what's actually happening, that sadness or lethargy, tiredness, fatigue. You can't possibly stand just remaining with that. It feels like it's a requirement to eat, to move into that binge. Is that true? I wonder if that's absolutely true. Because I began to find that it wasn't. There were other things that became more compelling. And that's the only way that urgency to binge and need to get food dissolved, is because something else became more interesting, more exciting, more of a way to satisfy these same kinds of uncomfortable feelings, expressing them, sadness, rage, fear, and being with them and finding support to be able to express them, and what I was uncomfortable with, what I felt really despairing about. that became so much more compelling that food lost its appeal. So just wonder about that. Is it true that I cannot stop? Is it true that I couldn't ask myself, what else is going on? Could there be another way that I could express what it is I'm feeling here and not have to binge, not feel like I have to binge? I found it wasn't true, and that's why you're even here in the first place, because some part of you on the inside of you knows it is not necessary to binge. You wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be having these agonizing experiences of binging either. You know, where you feel, of course, when you're done binging, when you've gone through that cycle, you feel terrible later. And that is so painful. That's why you're here even watching this. That's why you're interested in learning about this emotional cycle with food and ending the addictive cycle. Because addiction is just so painful to be stuck in. And I am stuck. Is that true? Okay, I'm going to read something from Jeff Foster. And if you can just remember to ask yourself if something is true. If you can't stop eating, I can't stop eating, is that true? I have to eat in order to get over this feeling, is that true? Is it true is a great question. So here's Jeff Foster. He says, you will lose everything. Your money, your power, your fame, your success, perhaps even your memories. Your looks will diminish. Loved ones will die. Your body will fall apart. Everything that seems permanent is in truth impermanent and will be smashed. Experience will gradually, or not so gradually, strip away everything that it can strip away. Waking up means facing this reality with open eyes. So in that moment when you feel like binging, maybe right prior to that, you felt like something was lost. Something was terrible, despairing, upsetting. Just facing that that's actually happening, that that's the way it is, and you don't have to do anything about it, is pretty incredible. It's a great surrender. It does feel difficult, but I guarantee you it feels much easier when you actually go for it. Much easier to just simply surrender. The answer to, is it true that you can't stop, is no. It's no for everybody. You always stop. You always stop in the end. All right. Take care. Bye, everyone. Lots of peace.